Okay. All right, now that we are out of executive session, the last item on the agenda is adjournment. I ask that we move to adjourn the Downtown Development Authority meeting for June 25th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of adjourning this meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. It's 7 o'clock yet. Say that. All right. All right, I have that it is now 7 o'clock. I would like to call to order the Development Authority of Fairburn's June 25th meeting. I want to first start off by calling roll. If you're here, please signify your presence. Mr. Todd Ireland.
Present.
Chris Wiley. Ms. Patricia Chambers.
Present.
Mr. Homer Knight.
Present.
Ms. Mika Smith.
Present.
And Ms. Vice Chairman, Chairperson Letitia McCoy.
Present.
All right, the first item on the agenda is approval of the meeting agenda. Can I please get a motion to do so?
Motion to approve meeting agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, the approval of the meeting agenda is properly before this board. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays? The ayes have it. The next agenda item is approval of the meeting minutes from April 23rd of 2025. Now, please get a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes from April 23, 2025. Mika Smith.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I had a question.
Yes.
What if on the meeting agenda, I mean the meeting minutes, they misspell your name?
If they misspell your name on the,
Needs to be corrected. It will be corrected. Is it on the minutes or is it on the agenda?
it's on the minutes.
Minutes, okay, so we will note to make the correction and then that correction will be made. So you can do a conditional approval with the corrections to the name. Is that correct?
Yes, you can do he can do a motion.
Motion.
Chairman can do a motion to amend the minutes.
Amended,
Then you can state what needs to be
amended.
amended.
All right. So I'm going to ask that we amend the April 23rd, 2025 minutes to properly spell Ms. Letitia McCoy's name. And what's the rest of that?
Yeah, just that statement.
So
Spelling.
So make a conditional approval of the April 23rd, 2025 meeting minutes. And once Ms. McCoy's name is spelled correctly, come back before the board for final approval. Can I get a motion?
A motion that we make the correction to spelling Letitia's McCoy name correctly, and final approval on this next.
All right.
Second. Mika Smith.
All right, the minutes from the April 23rd meeting have been conditionally approved, conditionally brought before the board on conditional approval and properly seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays? All right, the ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is a presentation from the Atlanta Airport District Convention and Visitors Bureau. Ms. Mercedes Miller. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all?
We good.
Doing well.
Then
I am Mercedes Miller. I'm the president of the ATL Airport District. I brought with me one of the smartest people I know, which is Andrea Town, AT. AT is one of the best marketing minds in the metropolitan area. I would put her up against anyone. So I always take somebody smarter than me whenever I go somewhere. I am a native of Atlanta. I've been here my entire life. I graduated from Morris Brown College. I grew up on the south side of town, so I have a vested interest in the south side of town. I actually ran the Georgia International Convention Center, the Gateway Arena. I built the Gateway Arena, ran the Georgia International Convention Center, and also managed the golf course, College Park's 9-hole golf course. I managed that as well. I did that for 14 years. I worked for the Convention Center for 30 years. So last year, I retired from the Convention Center. Before I retired during COVID, I filled in as the city manager, interim city manager for the city of College Park. I realized that really is not for me. I love hospitality. I love to see people come, and I love to see them go. But I love hospitality. So I retired last year from the city of College Park because when the ATL District Destination Marketing Organization was created, I was part of the team that created the marketing organization. So the person that was there before me, we were like sisters. She retired, so I took the position as president. So here I stand. The reason I am here today is congratulations, first of all, for you all being able to get your hotel motel tax. That's a big feat. A lot of cities are trying to do that, but that's big for you all. Part of what can be done with your hotel motel tax, just an explanation before I go into my presentation, is that there is 3%, that 5% goes to the city. I think you all went to 8%. Okay, so 5% can go to the city's general fund. That is something that's a must. But the 3%, 1.5% of that, has to go to a destination marketing organization. And then the other 1.5% is called tourist product development. With tourist product development, you all can take that money and build brick and mortars. So you can do wayfinding signs. You can, if you wanted to improve a park, if you build something and you want to pay for the operations, that's what those funds are for. So it's two separate funds, and they're both restricted to what they can do. So the part of the funding that I am responsible for is the Destination Marketing Organization. So currently, we have the City of College Park, we have Union City, and we have Hateville. The reason that I am here is because I always think we're better together, because apart, our money doesn't really go that far, but together, our money can reach the masses. So, do I move this? Yes. Okay. I'm moving the arrow. I hear it binging. Okay, as long as it's not me.
It changed. It just went, yeah.
Okay, what we'll be showing you next is our diversity video, because when you look at the district and you look at the different cities that we represent, it is diversity, it's harmony in diversity, and we celebrate the diversity that we have in our cities. But this is one of the projects that we did that I'm very proud of, and I want you all to see because I want you all to be a part of it.
In a world where every city tells a story, 3 unique communities weave a tapestry of culture, art, and unity. Welcome to a journey through spaces where diversity blooms and every soul contributes to the symphony of life. Stories unfold in every corner of these cities, with each neighborhood telling its own tale. Here, every street, every face, and every note plays a part in the grand symphony of community. This place is a canvas. Its residents are artists, painting a picture of unity in diversity. Welcome to the district, where there's harmony in diversity.
Thank you very much. I want to explain the name. We call it the ATL Airport District because what we do is we go to shows outside of the metropolitan area. We go all around the United States to tell people about the district. Well, when we mention a college park or a smaller city, people don't know who we are. Everybody identifies the Atlanta area with Atlanta. So what we did, we took the ATL that they use at the airport, and so that's how we came up with the ATL Airport District, because we cover all the cities that are in the district of this area. Because downtown, I used to work for the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we were all members, but because their tax dollars come from Midtown, Colony Square, and downtown, that is who they give their leads to. That is who they sell. We do a lot of things in conjunction with them, but their main priority is putting a head in the bed or getting somebody into the city of Atlanta. My priority is to get people on the south side. This is where I grew up. This is where I live. This is where I do everything that I do. So I am glad to celebrate what we have going on the south side. I just think we're an untold story. Okay, there we go. All right. I won't read the mission because I know that you all can read. And second of all, I can't see the mission because I'm almost 60 and I can't read that far. But this is our mission and our vision for the ATL district. What we would do anytime you all have events, like I think you all have a big fall festival, we would push it out on social media. We pay for social media ads. We help do the creative for anything that you're doing, any brochures, any banners, thank you, any banners, anything that you are doing, we are your marketing arm. It's our job to market you all as a destination, as part of the district. We have the district, but everybody is also marketed individually. So a lot of leads that we put out, they're for individual hotels. I know you all have the great hotels down on 74, because I used to live in Tyrone, so I'm very familiar with that area. And then you all have Duncan Park. So, okay, thank you. So you all have all the toys. Because my family has been having their family reunion in Duncan Park, I know, for the past 20, 25 years. So I'm very familiar with this area. And I think it's wonderful what you all have done with that park from 20 years ago until now. Am I moving?
Yeah.
That's why I bring the brain. Okay, what a CVB does, what we do is we improve the economic development in the area. So we fill up your hotel rooms. The way that we have money to be able to do the marketing that we do, you'll hear me say heads in a bed. Every time there's a head in a bed, you all get 5% plus 1.5%, and we get 1.5%. So with that 1.5%, that's how we go out and we market to different conventions, associations, sororities, family reunions. We market to all of them to come bring their business to the district. Once they're in the district, we also help them with their marketing. We have a lot of groups, like you may have a group that wants to come in and they want help with their social media. We actually help the groups with their social media. We'll put out information for them. We'll push out whatever their messaging is. So we work with your customers while they're in the hotel. If it's a big convention, we do decor. We do a welcome package. We provide baskets for them. We usually have a letter from the mayor that says, welcome to the city, because we want them to know where they are when they get here. Okay, this is our sales report, and just a FYI, every month on the 7th of the month, we turn in a report to the mayor and council of those cities, because I like for people to know where they're spending their money. And it gives them a breakdown of the overall district, but it's also going to give them information about their individual cities. How many people are flying in, what they're doing when they're here, what does the market look like, what does unemployment look like. So it doesn't just help you with hospitality, it helps you with your economic development and also your planning. So for our sales report as of May 15, we have overall sales leads of 739. What that means is that we have provided 739 pieces of business to individual hotels and also the convention center. Because if we fill up the convention center, what it's going to do is create compression in the other areas. So that's what we try to do, is push it out. But not every group that we have is big enough to fit in a convention center. Some of them are one hotel meeting, or they may be a 2-hotel property. So we do anything from 25 rooms all the way up to 25,000 rooms, and I'll do more than that if I could get more hotels. But our definite room nights is 111,090. Our overall economic impact, so we have a formula so that once we know how much business we bring into the area, we can give you all the economic impact that it has on your area. So far we have had over $114 million in economic impact. That means they're going to your restaurants, they're going to your grocery stores, they're doing stuff in your city. And that's what we want them to do. We don't just want them to come, lay their head on the bedding. We want them to go to the restaurants. We want them to visit your bars. We want them to visit your parks. So it's our job to tell them the story of where to go when they get here. Okay, some of the key groups that we have worked with. We do a lot of work with Delta Airlines, with Chick-fil-A. As you can see, the numbers are growing every year. We also host the MEAC SWAC conference. This was the first year at the arena that we did MEAC SWAC basketball. In the past, we are a big sponsor of MEAC SWAC football. So all their bands and everybody that follows them, they stay in the district. And then they go downtown for their event. Then they have the big one, I think it's around New Year's. But the SWAC football game is the first game to begin the football season. So that's been an ongoing relationship. I think we've been in the business with them probably about 5 or 6 years, and it's going pretty well. So, oh, no, you did that one. Okay, some of the marketing things that we do, as you can see, these are some of the flyers that we put out for the other cities when they're hosting events. We get your information out. We would give it to whoever needed it, whoever we're working with in the city, and they can get it out to the guests. Again, we also share it on social media. We try to get it on as many platforms as we can. We have LinkedIn, we have Instagram, Facebook, you name it, we have it. And a lot of the ads that people see over and over again on social media, some of those are paid ads. So that's what we do with your funding. We take it and we pay for ads. If you all are doing an event like your Big Fall Festival and you want it to be advertised on the radio, then that's what we do. That's part of marketing your event, to get people to come to your area. Our main goal is to get people outside of here into your city. Okay, our strategic priorities. We're trying to attract more regional and national conventions. So we have a staff of 3 salespeople, and they stay on the road. It is their job to go around and tell everybody about the district and what we have to offer. We're also developing a local tourism asset and partnership. And again, that comes with what restaurants do you have, what services do you offer. We want to be able to tell your story outside of Fairburn. And a lot of times that's what happens with small cities, is that you have a wonderful story to tell, but nobody knows your story outside of your area. So we are your voice outside of your area. We're expanding our digital and social media presence, and we are supporting the community-based tourism initiatives. That was like the flyers that you've seen, anything that's gonna bring people. I know you all do the concerts out here. I think you all have them once, is it once a month? You all have concerts out in the yard? Yeah, I've driven by and I'm like, what do they have going on over there? So those are things that we can help you to promote. Okay, FIFA. So what we are looking at for FIFA is that we will be hosting possibly 2 events, kind of a community event, and we will be going to the hotels. We'll be putting decor in the hotels. We'll be doing some digital ads, some campaigns, but we want everybody to wrap their arms around FIFA. So because it is going to affect our guest rooms in this area. I've also met with the people down at the Trilith. The Trilith House is actually a member of our DMO as well. So I met with them. I met with the people at Trilith House. It's going to be great once it opens. And also we are meeting with the people with the soccer field down there. And that's what's you all will be the first people that they touch when they come from the soccer field. They have to touch your properties first, and then they go to the other properties. I won't say this is my staff. These are the wonderful people that I get to work with every day. We have 3 salespeople. We have 2 marketing people. We have an admin. We have an accountant. And that's what makes up the district. These wonderful 10 people make up the district. Please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Please follow us, because that's how you keep up with what we're doing. And now, first of all, I thank you all for entertaining me and letting me speak to you. Excited to have the opportunity to work with you all, and I am open for any questions that you have.
Thank you for your presentation. Does anybody have any questions or comments? What was your name again?
Mercedes, like the car.
For Miss Mercedes. Questions, comments?
If I may, I just want to thank Ms. Mercedes for coming out. Your legend precedes you. So we appreciate you taking time to speak with us about what you're doing with the district. Can you talk to us a little bit more about the FIFA in terms of the official watch parties and things of that nature?
That's what we're doing for community events. We're trying to do a watch party so that people can all gather together. We want to give out gifts. We want to have food trucks. We want to make it an activity for people. So even people that can't go downtown, they'll feel a part of what's going on the south side, because there's going to be a lot of people that even though they're staying in the area, they may want to catch the local stuff before they go downtown. Because from my understanding, we've been meeting with the people downtown that's putting on FIFA. So again, we're a member of the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau. So all of the bureaus are having a meeting once every 2 weeks to talk about where they are with FIFA. We're a little behind because FIFA's a little different. It's not like the NFL or the NBA where you know who president is, you know who making the decisions. Since it's from overseas, they just appointed a president, I think maybe 4 or 5 months ago. So we're just starting to get details, and they're just starting to contract with hotels. They have not even contracted with hotels yet. So we're all waiting. I am hoping that we can get some of the parties that can't go downtown, that we'll get some of those in the area, because they have a lot of sponsors. I think I looked at tickets, and the tickets were $500. The cheap tickets, way up in the air, they're $500 a piece. So I'll go to a watch party. Yes, sir.
If I heard you correctly, you're responsible for the activity in College Park and Hatesville?
College
That
Park,
activity that goes on?
College Park, Hateville, and Union City. We do the marketing, not everything that goes on, but any
Yeah,
of the
but do the
marketing.
marketing for those activities,
Yes, sir.
and because those are very busy places.
Yes, College Park has a lot of different events. So we just finished with Juneteenth. We have Kids Fest. I think they have it coming up in July. And then they're doing a Boys to Men basketball tournament for young men. So we help them with the marketing for those.
Were you responsible for the variety of restaurants there?
Actually, I was and I wasn't. I was because I was the city manager then, because most of those restaurants came up during COVID. So during COVID, that was when we were working on getting the parklets outside of the restaurants. And it has been an amazing thing for them to have, although it's almost restaurant raw. And most of those restaurants are minority owned. Now, what we do last year, we brought a lot of the people, what do they call? Yeah, we do Black Restaurant Week. So we brought a lot of the people that are on the internet that know everybody. We brought them in on a bus, and they took a tour. They went to each restaurant, and they sampled all the different things at the restaurant, and then they posted, and they wrote about it. We also have a program where we'll bring people in to shop your property. So we'll let the hotel know, but we'll bring a guest in. They'll stay at your hotel. They'll visit your restaurants. They'll go to some of the events that you have, and then they come back and tell us what they think about your area. Because that's how we're going to know what we need to improve on, is by listening to guests that don't know our area, that just steps in our area.
One of the things that I like about it, not just because a lot of minorities or blacks are there, is a variety of all people shopping for the business, and that's what makes business success. You can bring in people from all different races. And I go there a lot, my wife and I, so.
They have some great restaurants. They do.
All right.
I hear you all are getting is it buttermilk biscuit?
Buttermilk biscuit.
Yeah, congratulations. See, I've been following. Congratulations.
All right, I have a threefold question. First of all, I want to congratulate you all on the overall economic impact. I do have a question, and if you don't know the answer right now, that's fine. But do you know what, prior to you all's involvement with these three cities, what the tourism rate and what kind of economic impact it was making on the cities versus like when you all are involved, you know what it is now? And then do you know what areas or what types of businesses are being impacted the most? Like, is it restaurants? Is it retail, shopping centers? Is it something else? And then the last question is, what are cities doing with those funds now that they're getting them if they weren't getting them those before?
Okay. I think I can kind of answer that. First of all, before there was a DMO, I actually had the position. So each hotel paid into a pot of money to fund my position, but I worked for the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau because they knew they needed a voice and they needed somebody that was going after leads for their area. So I served in that capacity. What we don't know is what the economic impact was because there was nobody tracking the rooms. We have the ability to track where they're going, what your rates are, what the occupancy is. When you see my month-end report, it's going to give you exactly how many rooms you picked up, what your percentage was, what your rate was, and you're going to be able to see how your rate compares to the other cities as well. That was something that we were not tracking. We didn't even know the value of what we're doing. But if the convention center didn't know the economic impact, then they wouldn't know what to discount and what not to discount because they didn't even know what they were losing. So there's a lot of groups like we do, the world's largest natural hair show. It's in the building every year. They've been coming to that building for 20 years. But we had no idea where they were staying, where they were going. And a lot of people were staying downtown and coming to the airport, or they were staying down Camp Creek, or they were staying in another area. But by getting involved with the CVB, we were able to get more of their people in the area, in the rooms that's in the area where we reap the benefit of the impact. And we can track what the economic impact is. I would say my biggest challenge is shopping in this area. Because if I look at Hateville and I look at College Park and Union City, all the shopping is in East Point, or it's in South Fulton, or it's in City of Atlanta down at the Camp Creek Marketplace. So I'm hoping that as we do more marketing and as more hotels come online and more restaurants, then more businesses will want to bring their business here. Like people having boutiques. That's a big thing now. But people want to know they have to have the traffic in order to bring their business to your city. So that, if I had to say that was a challenge, that's the biggest challenge we have is we can get them here, we can feed them, we have nice hotels, but when they want something to do, I want them to be able to do it here as opposed to going somewhere else. What was the third? That was two.
Well, I just wanted to know kind of who is benefiting from this economic impact? Like who, like, are there particular areas or industries that's benefiting the most? Hey, how you doing?
How are you? It's primarily hotels and restaurants and retail. So, but then there's all the peripheral stuff like gas stations, you know, they're gonna get it, but it's not really tracked. Like the primary things we always, and she's referred to it a few times, heads and beds is kind of the mantra that is used across this industry because that really, you know, kind of gives us the numbers. But we know restaurants are really closely involved in that, and shopping and things to do. So it's like attractions, hotels, restaurants, everything else, like your post office and your small other businesses are gonna get impacted as well. And we kind of have a formula that's a guesstimate. We can't measure it as directly as some of the other things, but it's kind of those main things. And the more people that are here are spending their money, they're stopping and, you know, buying gas and buying candy bars or whatever it is.
And the reason and I appreciate that answer, and the reason I'm interested in that is because I think if you follow the money, right, there's a way to help local small businesses or entrepreneurs try to figure out what areas or what ways they can, you know, get into areas that will help benefit, you know, as third-party vendors and as such, and for hotels, for restaurants.
Well, what we've been trying to do, we've been trying to partner with the airport chamber, because the chamber's job is to help market small business. Our job is to help market hospitality. And I think between the two, the chamber would be able to give small businesses some information. And, you know, during different times of the month, we'll highlight a business. Hey, it's Women's History Month. These businesses are owned by women. But we have been trying to partner with the chamber because I think it's something that it has to be done in tandem. It can't be done separate. It has to be done together so that we can help your small businesses as well as boost your hospitality fees.
Yeah, and that was going to be my fourth question, so you answered that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And another great thing you can always tell a citizen is that this is not taxpayer money. This is money from people that are staying in the hotels. So it does not increase their taxes. It doesn't do anything to their taxes. If we can get people's head in a bed, then that's ancillary money that we can take and help you market the city.
If I'm hearing you correctly, answer, this is Mr. Crump. Hotels, restaurant, and recreation is the driving force.
Yes, sir.
Builds the other business around it.
Yes, sir.
That's what brings people into your city.
Correct.
I have a question. So the money that is coming for this, will this help, or could it go toward helping with beautifying our old businesses? Because this is a great idea, but the only people that are gonna benefit from this the most is 74. Nothing here is gonna benefit, and I am a business owner downtown. I don't need, it's a salon, so I don't need the retail type things, but it's like, how long do I stay? Because I've watched people come and go next door to me though, because they needed walk-in traffic. We have our clientele, thank God, so we don't need that, but that would be my only concern. With that funding, being that it's not, I love the idea, and you know we have to stress that it's not gonna go up, it's not your tax money. Could that be something to help? Because I know a lot of the smaller businesses or older businesses have a problem with their upkeep.
Yeah, that's a great question, and me and Ms. Mercedes have had a discussion about that. I think the way that we're looking at it is they will also help market our events that are taking place downtown. She is going to be doing a tour with us in the first week of July, and the reason for that is to see the whole picture, to see which parts they are going to help marketing. Downtown will not be left out, but I'll let Ms. Miller speak more about
Also, as far as the businesses and grants for them to beautify, That's what you can use tourist product development for. You can't use the hotel motel, the 1.5% that goes to the DMO, but the other 1.5% that goes to tourist product development, you can use that to help beautify other small businesses.
Thank you.
And we are working on a kind of a hospitality flag kind of thing so that you know when you're in the district. We want people to be able to recognize it. It'll have your city, but it also has the ATL district. Now, for you all, I know that your hotels are on 74, but we would still put them, you know, down Main Street, just like we would for the other cities.
And one of the things that we talked about is what's important to a city is what do you do after you leave the hotel. So that is a part of our, you know, to Mercedes' point, that's a part of our product development and us telling our stories. We are actively, in addition to what we're doing with tourism, we are actively recruiting more businesses for downtown and working with a merchandising specialist on that portion. Yep.
And in some of our cities, we work real closely with economic development because we're like a side selling for you. When you're meeting with a potential person, we can give the numbers of the economic impact, what's going on, and it does help when you're dealing with customers that want to come to your area.
So true. Yes.
All right.
Any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all very much.
Thank you all for your presentation.
Thank you so much. So we're going to executives.
Okay. All right, the next agenda item that I have is executive session for real estate. So, all right, folks, can I get a motion that we go into executive session to discuss real estate?
I give a motion to go into the executive session of the real estate meeting section.
I second.
All right, all those in favor of going into executive session, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right, any nays? Ayes have it, we are now going into executive session.